If you're Prince William, seemingly things keep going from bad to worse, right? You try and do things to get the monarchy back on track, and more importantly, you and your wife are doing good, positive things. But meanwhile, all the negativity, seemingly from other family members, is just engulfing all of that good work. And the bigger problem that you have for William is it's really bigger than him. And I don't mean that unkindly, but there's only so much you can do because, as we all know, negativity sells. We're all intrigued by behind closed palace doors, and we're all intrigued by the intrigue that allegedly goes on. You get the picture. But as this particular story unfolds, well, there's a dual story, in fact. Well, what's interesting here is, can William and Catherine basically push even more forward? Or will His Majesty the King capitulate, give in, and, well, for an easier life during his reign? As ever, let me explain. Morning, chums. Nice to have you back. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you're keeping well, whatever you're doing. Here we are, of course, in not a bad moment, in fact, in the weather. I know I often like to share that with you because it is important. By the way, many of you remembered the album Youthquake by Dead or Alive. Doesn't that make you feel old? Didn't we think we were radical watching Pete Burns on Top of the Pops with the eye patch, do you remember? And the half lipstick. Well, I don't know if you find this, just me, I know I'll get told off as ever, but when I see people now on the tube, you know, with the nose rings and the coloured hair and all that sort of stuff, and they look at you as if, oh, we're the thing. And you think, yeah, I might have been the thing X amount of years ago. Everything is just a full circle. And I remember that as a kid, seeing pictures in the paper of the punks on King's Road. And now when you see these old punks, you know, with the Mohican hair, I mean, I love them for still doing it, but you think maybe the moment's passed. You know what I mean? Do you still follow fashion in the way that you did years ago? Or if you remained loyal, do you still go out like Gary Newman or dress up like Debbie Gibson? I'd love to know if you still do that, or has those memories now been put in a box? Do let me know as ever. Let's get back, of course, to your royal story of the day. This is the story that won't go away, particularly if you are, of course, His Royal Highness Prince William, the Prince of Wales. This is a man that we know really irritates Prince William because he sees him as a stain on the monarchy now moving forward, as did, of course, and does, according to sources, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and none more so than when we saw on the steps of course, Westminster Cathedral. It was very, very clear the thoughts that William had. But you see, behind the scenes, nothing ever really goes the way that you assume. And what I mean by that is, and this is the interesting bit, right? People assume that, oh, right, you know, it's sorted now. Things are never really sorted. The monarchy moves at a very slow pace. And as I told you, when this story came out, the bottom line was that it looked like Andrew was moving out of Royal Lodge, you know, that afternoon. Vans were going to come up and wade in with thrones and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't work like that. Andrew is very clever, let me tell you. He's digging his heels in with what he thinks he can get away with and the demands that he now requires. Because while he's been offered salvation in the beautiful area of this country called Norfolk, Sandringham in Norfolk, of course, it does have its problems. Now, the real reason why he won't be moving this side of 2025 and into the early part, possibly spring of 2026, as I've been told from an excellent source, that, of course, nobody really wants Andrew in Sandringham at this festive time. You know, everybody will be looking for him, media will be looking for him, and it also paints a bad picture. I would surmise also that, according to this particular well-placed source, that, of course, whether Andrew does go to Sandringham, the other issue is, will then Christmas for the royals be relocated back to Windsor? Would make perfect sense, as I told you the other day. Many of the senior royals are now manoeuvring their lives into that area, right? So Buckingham Palace, bit of a no-no, and suddenly everything's at Windsor with the Royal Mews relocating next year. That's exactly where this is going. The bigger picture behind the scenes also is that Andrew has now come out with a stipulation that he requires, get this, remember, you heard it here first, the return of Fergie. And apparently Fergie will have to be found, and this is the new bombshell, somewhere to live on the royal estate, preferably with Andrew. And the real reason behind this is the fact that it's been told and passed on to senior royals, including His Majesty the King, that without Fergie at his side, Andrew has a lot of mental health issues. And I don't wish that on anybody. I don't think anybody should be negative about that, because we all all suffer in many different ways, right? I mean, I get upset when they've run out of toffee crisps. That's another story. Jesting, but you know what I mean. The thing is that obviously Andrew put in this side, it's all very well putting them somewhere, but then what is he supposed to do? Remember, although they've been divorced many years, Andrew very much still relies on Sarah Ferguson. Sarah Ferguson apparently herself is something at a loss. Hence the reason there's been this, sort of on-off battle. Where do they go? What do they do? All of that. You know what I'm saying, chums? All of that sort of thing behind the scenes. Now, moving forward again, the problem that you have is that William, if he doesn't have enough problems, is going to face a fresh onslaught battle from Harry about the use of Frogmore Cottage as a permanent basis back over here in the United Kingdom, when he believes that he's going to win this next ruling with the Home Office and the current Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood. He believes that now this more than ever is swinging in his direction. And likewise, if none of the other senior royals wish to live inside Buckingham Palace, Harry's thing will be, why should I have to go there alone if he intends, and apparently this is the thing he does, in bringing his wife back alongside the mysterious children that no senior members of the British monarchy know about. William doesn't want him on the Windsor estate. King Charles, of course, will be wanting something of an easy life, and suddenly William's plan of being Windsor as a forever home, well, the bottom line is he might be sharing that now forever home with two people that apparently could make his life a complete misery. You get the picture. And this is truly developing behind palace walls. As I said at the start of the video, if you thought Prince William and Catherine had something of a charmed life, internally, there's all of this stuff going around. And of course, people look at it and say, well, where is it at? What are you going to do? Right now, Andrew's digging his heels in, and right now, the former one known as the Duke of Sussex is digging his heels in, and sadly, Prince William is a man looking for some help. Will he receive it? Predominantly from his father. And if his father does turn away Prince Harry, that's always the sort of damning logic, really, because as we've seen and I've mentioned on other videos, Harry doesn't care what he says or does. He thinks he's now on a strong winning streak, and more importantly, he's not about to give up. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.